What's up, Arkansas? I'm Austin McCollum, House Majority Leader. Let's hit the road. We're going to talk with some state reps about some things you probably didn't hear in the headlines.
It was a very tough year for small businesses, very tough. And I'll give you an example of one of the bills that we ran in the session. I actually sponsored the bill that helped small businesses get through that pandemic, because back in the interim, our Public Health, Welfare, and Labor Committee meets during the interim. So we had a couple of hairdressers come to the committee with an issue. They were being charged for their unemployment cost because they had to shut down and lay off all their people in March of 2020, which that cost would have been reflected in 2021. They were forced to let them go, and then they were being charged. And these were very expensive bills, $100,000. And these were small businesses that probably would have gone out of business if they would have had to pay that amount. So we studied that during the interim. When we got into the session, I filed a bill that would forego those unemployment costs. The CARES funds picked that up, which is what the CARES funds were for. But if we had not listened to our constituents, we would not have known there was that problem. Once that was brought to the committee, we had DLR do a research. And it was not only the hairdressers and the barbers that was affected. Manufacturing was the #1 industry. Medical was the #2 industry. So all segments of our economy was affected. And we would have lost a lot of small businesses if we had not passed that bill and forgiven those costs. Well, Austin, you know, one of the things that's good about our job is helping our constituents. When they get in a situation, and I've had this discussion with many of my constituents, where they've tried every other avenue and they can't get anywhere, and they come to us. And I'll give you an example. During the pandemic, we all probably had this same situation, but my personal experience, I would get 4, 5, 6, 7 people call or email me about their unemployment during the pandemic. And they were at their wits' end. They'd lost their income. They were going to lose their house. And they were refused for some reason. And I was able to work with Workforce Services and get their unemployment, which allowed them to keep their livelihood. So that's one of the best things that we do as legislators, as you know.